Hi, everyone. This is Caroline Speaks, The State of Our World on Thursday, March 18th, 2021. So, what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. The coronavirus is still reigning supreme. We have almost 40 million cases in the U.S. now. 778,323 U.S. cases. And fatalities, I think we have about 540,000 fatalities, roughly. That is a real shame that we have so many fatalities, but we do. And it didn't have to be this way because all we had to do was do the right thing. When we found out the virus was out there, protect everybody, do things to help the world. Because once one person in the world has it, and it spreads from person to person. It spreads through the air. It is a virus. So we should have been starting up the National Production Act right away and making sure there's a stockpile of personal protective equipment for everybody and supplies for hospitals. So anyone who come into the hospital had what and they need, and doctors and nurses and other medical experts, but they didn't. Trump, the president at the time, um, said it was a hoax, fake news. He didn't do anything. He said as long as the stock market was high, he was happy. But the stock market is not a reflection of the U.S. economy. So anyway, so Trump and his administration didn't do anything. He just played it down, and he thought he could coast to through his term and to coast to re-election by just playing it down, saying it was a hoax, saying it was fake news. But we know it wasn't. My cousin Dottie got the virus about a year ago, less than a year ago, and she didn't survive. And my niece got the virus, and she's doing okay. So it's not a good situation. You have to wear that mask, practice social distancing, only go out when you have to, and only socialize with those in your immediate households. And then we can conquer this and obey the guidelines of the CDC and health experts in your area. Uh, Wear that mask. Make sure your representatives support good health for everyone. Don't follow the example of the governor of Florida, DeSantis, and the governor of various other states who say it's not real. Ending the mask mandates. They thought the economy goes up, then they'll do better politically. Not true. So anyway, and also this virus has uh, spawned a whole bunch of Asian hate and Asian hate crime. Yesterday in Atlanta, Georgia, uh, someone went into a uh, two massage parlors in Atlanta, and they killed people. They just shot them. The ones who were shot and killed were um, Asian women. Um, about 8 people were killed total. Most of them Asian, most of them women. The Because Trump kept on talking about this as being the all kinds of names he gave to it: the Kung Fu virus, the um, Asian virus, the Chinese virus. It may have originated someplace in China, but it spread. And once it's out there, you have to take care of it. The Obama administration, who was predecessor to the Trump administration, made sure that we didn't have health problems like that. We had we did have some viruses, and we made sure they didn't spread, and we made sure we had a stockpile of whatever was needed to protect people, and we made sure that we were keeping track of what's happening worldwide and supporting the World Health Organization and acting promptly when there was some evidence of some pandemic. Trump didn't believe in any of that. Trump was a real loser as far as protecting the citizens, and he kept telling his people it's a hoax, fake news. And he was like a cult leader, and still is. And he encouraged um the violence against Asians. He also encouraged the violence against gender violence against women. So we have to really stop the hate, uh, and uh, stop hating women. There's a Violence Against Women Act that is being in the process of reauthorized. It vote passed in the House, hasn't passed in the Senate yet. But how can any man vote against a Violence Against Women Act? They all have mothers. Many have wives. Many have daughters. Don't understand that. Okay. Now, another situation that is a problem is Burmese protesters continue to demand democracy as authorities shoot to kill in Burma in a sweeping crackdown. Burma was originally a colony of the British, and Burma has oil, and British Petroleum, a large oil company in Britain, used the resources. And they gave Burma independence from England by turning the country over to the military. And then the military said they would rule for like 50 years and then turn over to civilian government, which they did. And then, after testing the civilian government, they allowed to take over and they instituted a coup where they took back their control of Burma. And there have been protests continually since that happened this month. And the people want real democracy. They don't want another political dictatorship. And our government has not come out strong enough against the coup and is not doing anything to help the people. The British, at one point, colonized much of the world in Asia and Africa and North America, and they're not for democracy. Uh, Britain is basically a white country, but the areas they ruled were brown and black, uh, populated by brown and black people, people of color. So the British really have to do something. They were in control, and they have to end the coup, support the people. The Burmese government, before they gave up power, and then took it back, they were uh, demonizing and discriminating against a group of people in Burma called Rohingya, who are Muslims, and many of those people fled to other parts of Asia. Now, the Burmese military leaders are still in charge, and no one is countering them. Don't understand that. Why doesn't the U.S. do something with sanctions? Why don't they do something with trade policy? Why are they not doing more to counteract the coup, the military in Burma? Don't understand. Now, another item of not so hopeful news is the headline is Immoral and Illegal. US and UK move to expand nuclear arsenals, defying global disarmament treaties. Didn't we participate in a disarmament treaty during the Obama administration against Iran to keep them from getting nuclear weapons? And now the US and the UK, which means the United Kingdom, want to expand nuclear arsenals. Using your nuclear arsenal is a way to kill everybody and end the world. Nuclear weapons spread. Uh, the waste that they create when you create a nuclear weapon and use it can never be cleaned up. Nagasaki and Hiroshima are not safe places to live. Neither is an area in Russia called Chernobyl, but there's a Chernobyl nuclear power plant in Russia, and it had a meltdown, and the whole area became contaminated. It was never really cleaned up. Now we want to get back into the nuclear arms business. Why are we doing that? We have enough weapons in this country to destroy the world many times over. And there's still victims of the nuclear age in the Southwest, where they were testing a lot of these weapons that they used when they bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan during World War II to end the war. And the children in those areas who weren't around decades ago, they're suffering the bad health impact of using nuclear weapons. And the trash, the waste that's created in developing nuclear weapons and using them can never be cleaned up. I don't understand this whole thing about war and violence. There must be a better way. And how come we keep repeating the same mistakes? So I'm really hoping that President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris will come to their senses and not expand nuclear arsenals and work for global disarmament. There are several countries that do have nuclear weapons. They use it as a deterrent. So don't understand, but hopefully they will. Okay, now that's a lot of business for today. A lot of news, good news, bad news. But that's the way it is. That's the world we live in. Okay, how about maybe it's time for a little music, another song. Song I'd like to sing this evening is an old song. Actually, the two old songs, right? They're very nice songs, very pretty. So I'd like to sing both of them this evening. Okay, here we go. The first one is called He, and the second one is called I Believe. He can turn the tides and calm the angry sea. He alone decides who writes a symphony. He alone can hear a child's first prayer. He da 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 da. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Okay, hope you like them. He and I Believe, very old songs. And thank you for tuning in this evening of Thursday, March 18, 2021, for another meeting of Caroline Speaks the State of the World. I hope you'll be back with us tomorrow evening to discuss our world and kind of listen to what I have to say and start thinking. And remember, wear that mask, practice social distancing, only go when you have to, and only socialize with those in your immediate household. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Stay safe. Hope to see you back here tomorrow. Good night. Stay safe.